The Premier League returns after the international break. Let's have a look at round 9's fixtures and make some predictions. Here we go again. I'm going to attempt to predict the outcome of every Premier League game. What makes it even more fun is if you do the same down there in the comments and we can compare notes. Stay tuned right until the end and I'll let you know how my last set of predictions ended up. Arsenal versus Spurs. Beautifully poised North London derby. Early kickoff Saturday. First versus third. Either side could be topped by the end. Saka and Kulusevski doing it creatively for each side. Kane with 6 goals doing the business as ever. Arsenal perfect at home. Spurs undefeated away and top for shots on target per 90. I do have Conte over Arteta, but perhaps home advantage means something for Arsenal here. I'll call it a hopefully very entertaining draw. Manchester City versus Manchester United. Another grudge match on the coupon. We'll have to wait until Sunday for this one though. Man United 4 straight wins, including Liverpool and Arsenal, but both of those were at Old Trafford and they are away for this one. City, Haaland top scorer, De Bruyne top assister in the Premier League. And as a team, they are top for goals, possession, clean sheets, and XG. I know Manchester United have pulled off a few surprises there, but come on. I'm going home. Liverpool versus Brighton. Welcome to new Brighton boss, Roberto De Zerbi. A nice, easy trip to Anfield for his first game in charge. Although Brighton are 4 points and 4 places above the Reds in the table. Gross and Salah are showing up well creatively, and Brighton have the best defensive record in the division. But this would be a huge stretch for De Zerbi to go straight in and take something on debut. Home. Fulham versus Newcastle. This feels like the coming together of 2 teams in very different spots execution-wise this season. Fulham and the rampaging Mitrovic look clinical and they're making the most of their moments. Newcastle are not. Lots of draws and some potential gaps in the attacking roster for this one. I really think it could be a 6th draw in 8 for Newcastle, but that feels a little bit boring, doesn't it? Go on. Let's back Fulham. Home! Crystal Palace versus Chelsea. Do you know, I think I might keep my joker handy for this one too. Look, squad-wise, Chelsea are obviously superior to most Premier League teams, but I always like Palace at home. We have the new manager factor with this being Graham Potter's first Premier League game in charge. And 2 of Chelsea's 3 wins thus far have come against sides currently in the relegation zone. Maybe Palace won't win, but I do think they can grab themselves a 3rd straight draw. Predictions are ultimately a hunch, but we need to back that up with info, and I get lots of that from the One Football app that you can download for free via the link in the description. The app is lovely, neat, easy to navigate, and you can dial in your favourite team or league and then have the relevant news, stats, and information pushed in your direction. For live action, you can see Serie A highlights, and every Saturday night, one selected Serie A match will be available to stream within the app for free. How about that? Get the One Football app. Don't use the App Store. Watch the rest of this video and then download via the link in the description. Bournemouth v Brentford. This is a bit of a confusing one. We're still, at time of recording, no closer to a new manager being installed at Bournemouth. But Gary O'Neill's temporary stint is going well and the Cherries are up in 12th. Brentford, they make a lot of chances, but I do prefer them at home. And David Raya in goal is top for saves per 90. I think I'm all the way down the middle again. Draw. Leeds versus Aston Villa. Now, I saw Villa's last game. It wasn't pretty, but Steven Gerrard's self-confessed pragmatism did work against Southampton. The problem I've got is the way Villa were playing would probably work better against a top tackling Leeds side. I don't think Gerrard will revert, and I don't think going toe-to-toe with a Jesse March side at Ellen Road and trying to be difficult to play against is going to work. If all of that comes to pass, then I think home! Southampton versus Everton. I'm not particularly high on either side here, I have to say. The fact that Saints top the division for interceptions and Everton stoppers Tarkowski and Pickford are blocking and saving to a disproportionately high standard maybe says both sides are on the defensive a little. Southampton were dreadful in the flesh at Villa last week. And you'll see at the end why I kind of owe Everton one. So go on, let's do it. It's probably a long shot, but away! West Ham versus Wolves. Look, I'm sure everybody analysing this game like me is struggling to get past the goals for column. These two are joint bottom and a long way adrift in the goal scoring stakes. And their combined total of 6 brings up a Kane or a Mitrovic number, and it bows in reverence to a Haaland type total. In theory, it's a nailed on 2.5 goals or fewer. And Hammers being in their own stadium probably just tips it, for me, a low scoring home. Leicester versus Forest. I will be there on Monday for a dearly departed vlog. Check that out post-game. A Forest win here would seriously pile the pressure on Brendan Rodgers if it's not already. And they did it back in February in the Cup. Some suggest that was the start of Rodgers' Fox's current slump. In short, these two share the worst XG against in the division and only one win between them. They can't defend and they can't win. Leads me towards a scoring draw. There is my set of predictions. Get yours submitted down there in the comments. Now, we do get a lot of people who struggle to cope emotionally with people predicting their team to lose. I'm here to tell you it's all going to be okay. It's just a fun way to look ahead at this round of games. As promised, my scores on the doors from last time. Only 7 games with the 3 postponements due to the royal funeral. 3 out of 7 for me. Below halfway, but not shameful, I guess. Shout out to Everton, though. They were the only team to go 180 on my backside when I predicted a defeat. They won. You can see all these predictions in short fashion over on TikTok and Insta as well as Facebook. You can sign up to support on Patreon, or why not stay here? I was at Aston Villa v Southampton in the last Premier League round. See what I got up to here, or click here for a little best of the vlogging season so far.